All right, and welcome to this week's Be About It podcast. It's me, your boy Gator. If you tune in every week, you know I'm the guy that tells it like it is and how it's going to be on this show. But this week, I got a little bit of... Okay, I'm flat out pissed. I am so pissed because cancel culture has gotten out of control in this country. It has gotten complete and utter... I am appalled. I don't know how else to say it because it seems like you could do 100 things right, one thing wrong, and guess what? You get your ass out of this place because it has no place in this world. Let's take into consideration this right here. Let me pull up my notes so I don't forget anything because I don't want to forget a single thing for this. All right. You do a whole bunch of different things. One thing wrong. You can inspire... Okay, let's go with this. Joey Swoll. That man gets on his social medias, encourages people to work out, sends a message of positivity and acceptance in the gym where you don't make fun of people just because they are beginners or they're getting started. They haven't worked out in a lot of years. Maybe they're out and they get back in. Maybe they are told to go there by their doctor, but he sends a message of positivity and acceptance. But... he reposted a pic of him dressed as Hulk Hogan after he died, paying homage to the character Hulk Hogan. And oh my God, here comes people out of the woodworks like you would not believe. This was the worst thing he could have done, apparently. Paying homage to a person who inspired kids and adults to train, take your vitamins, and say your prayers. Oh, for heaven's sake, no. One of the biggest reasons of a lot of people even lifted a weight back then. It was to be like that man. The character Hulk Hogan. Now, you take away Terry Bollea, that is the man behind the character. I'm sorry, but I don't know that man. He could be an asshole. A lot of people think he is. But the simple fact is, he paid homage to the character Hulk Hogan, and everybody attacked him. Then he goes back and has to give this apology online in social media saying he's going to remove him because he's been getting threats about him and his family, which I don't blame him one bit for wanting to protect his family. But you know what? It's bullshit that this kind of attitude is taken by a lot of people in this world, but they expect you to bend over backwards to accept their flaws, their mistakes. It's not a mistake to them. It's how they are. It's how they live. It's how they want to be. And that's bullshit. If people in this world want to be accepted, they better learn how to accept other people. Because let's say Hulk Hogan, he passed away. He was a childhood hero of mine personally. And I would have never lifted a weight had I not watched him. I would not be a fighter for my friends and family if I had not watched him. He had a great moral compass, always stood for what was right. Hulk Hogan was an American icon. He did more for wrestling even today than anybody else in the business ever could have. Is his sales the highest? No, that's Stone Cold, the man from Texas. But he took wrestling regional and made it national. Then he took it and made it worldwide. He is the one that breathed life into the WCW with the NWO. So whenever he died, it probably hurt a lot of people. But instead of respecting the fact that they didn't know the man Terry Bollea and the bullshit that he did, they only knew Hulk Hogan and the good that he put out in the world. Let's attack all those people. Pieces of shit, I swear. And I'm sorry, this isn't nice. But it is the truth. It is, you have stepped in to a different world. And I, for one, am tired of it. People can send positive messages out there. Badmouth, like Joey Swoll. He sends a positive message about acceptance in the gym, calls out people that show disrespect and making fun of people. And he's the bad guy, right? Because of one pic. He reposted. It was out there. Nobody gave a shit until he reposted it, because now it's time, because he probably has several followers, several thousand, hundreds of thousands more followers. He probably has more money in the bank. So let's attack him, right? Yeah. That's just like back in March. Anthony Mack, great actor. He has stepped up his game, became an Avenger, Marvel, Twisted Metal, Anthony Mack. If you're watching it, I love that show. Keep it going as long as you can. But he was accused of spreading toxic masculinity, which if you follow the show, you know about a year ago, I did a little show on that. You know, my views are very simple on that. There is no such thing as toxic masculinity. There is only such thing as a toxic person that might be masculine, because toxic masculinity and is being confused with being an ass. And I'm sorry, it's not. He raises his boys to protect the house when he's not there, points at his 15-year-old, says, "You're the man of the house while I'm gone." But he's the bad guy. Yeah, okay. Opens the door for women. Take care of your mom. These traits are the traits of good people as well as men. But he's out there saying it. That's how he raises his boys, saying he doesn't even buy them Jordan. He doesn't want them involved in all the internet crap. He even points out that if someone breaks into your house, it doesn't matter how much money you have or how much celebrity you or big a celebrity you are. I was like, it doesn't matter to the person that's kicking down your door. But know what? Let's go after him. Not as bad as Joey Swoll, but man, people were even talking about Anthony Mack, and I'm like, damn, who is safe in this world? Not a single person. Not a single damn person, and that's bullshit. It's finally getting out of hand, and I, for one, am tired of it. Anthony Mack, I think we need more fathers like you raising your boys to be men, not part of the problem. Yeah, notice I didn't say anything else. No, part of the problem. That's what it is. Because if your boy is raised to where he thinks beating women is normal, you are a piece of trash. If your boy thinks it takes 8 guys to beat up one, you are part of the problem. If you are just a plain out ass to everybody around you, you are part of the problem. Please give me more respect in this world. I would very much appreciate it. And it's not just things like that. If you look up like actors, actresses, whatever you want to say, I mean, people are getting put out like The Little Mermaid. Oh, yes, she was black. So, guess what? She could sing and she could act. Okay, she got the part. Doesn't matter. Take all of your woke shit and get rid of it, because, hey, it is time to move on. Because whenever you ask someone what is woke, they don't even know what it is anymore. They can't even give you an explanation. They can't say, this is it. I was like, what is it? They want to say, what does it mean to you? I was like, I don't know. I'm asking you. That way you can tell me. Even people that I know that are trans and gay, you ask them, hey, dude, as a friend, what does woke mean? And they're like, it means that the person asking is a piece of trash that should not have used that phrase. That's what the true definition of woke is. And if you're like me, I'm tired of bending. If you don't like me, don't listen. If you like me, great. Thank you for listening. But everybody out there, grow a spine. Stand up to people that just want to knock people down just for the hell of it, because their life is a little bit angrier because they live in mom's basement, don't pay rent, and they get yelled at for not taking out the trash on Tuesdays. That is bullshit. Because now it is time to stand up and take this world back. And I'm not going to bend over backwards to make 1% of the country happy. If I offend you, I am truly thinking about being sorry. But I'm not going to apologize for who I am. I'm not going to apologize for what I say, because if I say it, that means I've thought about it. And if I thought about it, that means it's been upsetting to me. And if you're like me, then you need to start speaking up. I can't remember. There is a quote that I read that it goes back to the American Revolution. It says, tyranny wins when good people do nothing, or something along those lines. I have to look that one up. But it goes something along those lines. But basically, that's what happens. Evil wins when good people do nothing. Plain and simple. And if you are out there being yourself, be yourself. And do it unapologetically, because you have one life to live. And if you wake up and you say, I should have done this, that means you made a mistake yesterday. You did not do what you wanted to do. You did not live the way you wanted to live. You bent over backwards for someone else to live their life better. And they're going to be happy and they're going to be miserable, because you can't make people that are miserable happy just by acting the way that they want you to act, because it's never going to be enough. They'll find something else. So That's what I got to say about that. So I hope I rattled a few cages. Hopefully I inspired a few people to stop being such a poonanny and get out there and stand up. Have your voice heard. And yes, I am talking to every single person out there. If you're watching the video on YouTube or if you're listening on one of the outlets that I'm on, please listen and do this from the bottom of my heart. Let's change for the better and respect people for who they are, not what we want them to be. And if that's a problem, you are the problem. All right. Let's move on here. I was like, I'm going to take a second. Then I'm going to be back and we're going to go over some Dallas Cowboys. Big news hit. I broke it on my X account. We're going to go over someone requesting to be traded. Damn it. For over 3 decades, Kwikset Jewelry and Watch Repair has been serving the DFW Metroplex, bringing new life to old and damaged jewelry. From new loves to old flames, we can take care of all of your jewelry needs. Birthdays, anniversaries, or a good old-fashioned just because, we can make, design, or fix the perfect piece for the perfect gift or the perfect fit. Kwikset also will repurpose or purchase all of your old and unwanted gold or silver. With 5 locations around the DFW Metroplex, Kwikset is just a quick drive to find your forever jewelry location. Let Kwikset bring new life to old favorites. Jerry doesn't know how to do that. But I understand why Mike is upset. He's sitting around watching all the other players get paid while he is sitting over there twiddling his thumbs, waiting to get paid. Still got a year on his contract, but this is about the time that everybody gets that paycheck. That's when Dak got it. That's when CD got it. Actually, CD got it a year earlier because he decided to hold out. That's a different story. That's just you got to have CD, plain and simple. Just like you got to have Micah. Micah is he is the pressure builder, the most consistent pressure on the quarterback every time the defense plays. So tell me how we're going to be better without him. We'll be the worst defense in the league without him, kind of like we were last year, because the quarterback will have all day to throw. Our secondary won't matter how good they are, which we don't have a great secondary as is. They're getting better, but they ain't perfect. They ain't great. They're not going to stop a great quarterback, which puts us in the backwards spin of things of always trying to play catch up. Now, there's 2 scenarios, and let's go over them. If this happens, the Cowboys trade Micah Parsons. We can ask for the house on it. We can get whatever we want. Minimum I'm thinking is at least 2 first-rounders and a few mid-rounders. At least 1 or 2. I was like a 2 or a second and a third, something like that. But you can ask for pretty much whatever because he's going to come in and make whatever defense you have better. And if that happens, I know a lot of people have thought about this, but if that happens, that'll give Cowboys stock in next year's draft, which means we, as a Cowboys fan, loyalist, America's team, will have 2 to 3 first-rounders to play with. And what do we do with that? If we are in a mid-grade, it'll cost the farm to move up to the first round or the top 1, 2, 3 to first round. But if we have a couple first-rounders to trade or we have some actual leverage, okay, now we're talking. And if Arch Manning declares for the draft next year, that's going to give the Cowboys a hellified amount to move up and grab him, especially if Dak doesn't produce this year. And we're going to move on, and we're going to have ourselves a little Arch Manning project, which Arch Sr. has already stated he would love Arch to play for the Dallas Cowboys, which, let's face it, he's had money around him all life. I was like, he's making money in college. He might not leave this year. I think he's going to leave when the Cowboys are ready and have what it takes to move up and get him. And that's just true Arch Manning putting his nose into things. But you know what? It can happen. That's the only way we will get Arch Manning, because we're too good to get a top 3 pick, and we're not bad enough to be out of the mid-round first round. Now, here's what'll happen on a no trade. where we decided to say, okay, Micah, Jerry's like, here's the paper, sign it. And this is going to happen this week, if it's going to happen at all. Because right now you could tell Micah's done. He's pissed off. He's already saying, thank you, Dallas. He's already gone. He's in his mind, he's already on another team. So we do not trade him. We sign him. Well, we're going to give him the house, give him what he's worth, which means we have now at that moment have no more money for other players. And we're just going to take what we can get, people that are willing to help out, other people's practice squads. It's stupid of Jerry and the Cowboys upper office to wait this long to sign a talent, because you know what you were getting. Even if he gets injured and comes back, you know what you have. You have a dominant defensive player. So why not go ahead and sign him? I was like, that's only two scenarios that will work out in this. Now here's the thing. If they are going to do a trade, I would get on the horn with people like Cleveland, people like the Texans, people like that think they have a chance if they're just one or two players away, and see if we can't, like even the Seahawks or the Raiders or something like that. Someone that's going to get you in that top 10 draft next year. If you're going to do this, do it right. And then just go ahead and do a trade. Hell, work a 3-team trade if you need to. But you got to do something right. Jerry, don't screw this up. Either sign him and pay him, which is what every Dallas Cowboy fan wants, or get us something where we're not going to have another Dallas Maverick problem and where we're going to ask for your head because of signing and trading him too cheap. Kind of like where we got a 4th rounder or 5th rounder for Amari Cooper, but someone else traded him for a 2nd rounder. I don't understand that. But yeah, so Jerry, don't screw this up. You have everybody watching you. So let's go get something done. Sign Micah. Let's make him a Cowboy for at least another 5 years. All right. I'm going to take a quick second. Calm back down. And then we're going to talk. You know what's happening this weekend? WWE. The SummerSlam 2-night, first time in history. It is a 2-night event, and we're going to talk about that next. Let's talk WWE SummerSlam Night 1. It started off with Roman Reigns and Jey Uso defeating Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. Why don't we just get over the fact and let's call them two Braun. The new tag team Braun. Because, man, I mean, my wife watching with me, every time, she's like, is that Braun's son or Braun? I was like, let's just call him Braun. It was a great way to start off the show. Great match. A lot of power in this, a little bit of agility thanks to Jey thrown in there and Braun Breaker. It was a back and forth, great match, and I think Braun Breaker might have actually tweaked his knee a little bit, judging by how it was wrapped up later on in the show, but we'll get to that. One thing that I didn't hear anybody talking, but it needed to be talked about, and that's why I'm here. The show of respect by Roman Reigns to Jey Uso. He, by not coming out first and then Roman Reigns joining him and then walking down together, they both had their own entrances. This was a sign of respect for Roman, saying, hey, you were on my level. Let's do this. And even in the middle of the match, giving Jey his spotlight, let's start it up again. It was Roman acknowledging how far Jey has come as a singles competitor and how far up the ladder he really is. And I think that needed to be talked about, needed to be said, because Jey Uso has earned every bit that he's gotten, and he's got some unfair shakes as of late. And I hope, but he'll get back to the top. I have no doubt. He's going to get another championship. That was just the first of what will be many championships earned by Jey Uso. But it was a great match, Roman and Jey, but I have a feeling this is going to lead to something at War Games based on everything that was going down in the aftermath, which we'll get to. We'll get to that. All right, Second, Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre defeat Jelly Roll and Orton. Now, this, of course, had a celebrity in it, so there was a lot of precautions taken, being Jelly Roll. But you know what? Jelly Roll took the hits. He took the bumps. He took even the frog splash off the top rope to the table outside. He took it all like a champ. Jelly Roll. Man, I don't think this is the last time we've seen him in the ring. I would love to see him in a special guest Royal Rumble appearance come out and eliminate Jake Paul this year. Please, for the love of God, WWE, make that happen. I will get up out of my seat. I might shit myself. I ain't going to lie. That would be a great. That will let us know that this is not over, and maybe we'll get a Jelly Roll, Logan Paul one-on-one. All right. But it was good, not just for laughs or kicks or spots, but Jelly Roll actually contributed to the match. So I want to give a good, let's give him a slow clap. Because Jelly Roll, you did it. You didn't just get out there and get the cheers and go on about your business. But let's see. Next, we had Sami Zayn defeating Karrion Kross. Now, this one didn't catch me as much. I mean, I love me some Sami Zayn, but it didn't catch me because it seemed like it was just a continuation of the last match. Like, it ended early and they just like, okay, let's keep it going a little bit. Even whenever at the end they gave Sammy the pipe and made him cheat, or tried to make him cheat, but he kept on doing the Sami Zayn thing in the way and going. Kudos to Sammy for not bending over like that. But you know what? It's supposed to be over, but until they get Sammy involved in the main event picture or get him a title, they're trying to figure out what things to do with him, and that's where Kross came in. But still, wasn't a bad match. I mean, there was great athleticism. Just I wasn't that into it because I saw it literally last month or a month and a half ago. Now, Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss are their new women's tag team champions. Yes, they knock over Raquel Welch and Perez which is not going to make Liv Morgan any happier whenever they get, especially since SummerSlam was in New Jersey, Liv's hometown. She is going to be out on Raw. She's going to be pissed. She's going to slap the hell out of Perez, maybe get mad at Raquel on it. I mean, it's going to be a good story. I'm curious where they're going to go with it. And since they're in New Jersey, she's got to make at least an appearance. Come on. Let's get Liv out there. Especially put on them sexy glasses she's got, making her look that much sexier. Man, I am not apologizing for that. Okay. But yeah, great match. Charlotte Flair always performs to the top of her ability. One of the best, if not the best female wrestler to ever lace up a boots. Alexa Bliss came out there and did it. Raquel Welch and Roxanne Perez were doing a great tag. They have made a good tag team in Liv's absence, but it was time because we got to advance the story between Raquel and Liv. So let's see how that's going to go. But congratulations to the new women's tag team champions. Now, this one, I was not surprised. I'm actually glad it went this way. Tiffany time defeats Jade Cargill. Now, I am normally hard on Miss Cargill. I am normally critiquing her to a point. But I got to give it up. She produced a great, or not a great, but at least a good match this time. I was not disappointed watching her. No spots missed, or a couple little lagging, but that like to be expected, and accidents do happen, nerves kick in, but overall it was not bad. I will not say. I'm always a very hard critique on her. I mean, you take away anything you want from that, but she has the power, she has a physique, she has a beautiful beauty that cannot be just talked about in simple words. But she's starting to add some skill. She put 2 and 2 together, starting to add some skill to this whole package. And when she puts all of this together, she will be a dominant force in wrestling for years. Not just someone they have to push because it's in the contract. But I think she will be if she can add some skill, some technical ability, so she can keep up with these women that are in the WWE. Because I'm sorry, I hold the women's wrestling higher than the men's wrestling in this regard that much because these ladies put it all on the line and they're not scared to do a damn thing. They are the men back when like I would compare them to the wrestling world about 20 years ago when they were taking those shots, whenever we had the Hardys and the Dudleys and they were pushing the boundaries. The Shawn Michaels and Razor ladder match, they pushed the boundaries of what can be done in that ring. And that's what I describe as the women's wrestling today, because every single match they put in, they put it all on the line and they are ready to do it every single time. So I'm hoping that I was wrong about Jade Cargill, and this is the first step in making me eat my words, and I will eat it publicly, Miss Cargill. I promise. I will make sure. Now let's get to the main event, the thing that everybody has been talking about and nobody can believe what happened, because I got fooled too. It was Punk defeating Gunther. And then Seth defeating Punk. Yes, Seth freaking Rollins, the man that was hurt a few weeks ago. And has been out, not seen since then. And he was back and out there, and he walked out. I mean, this was the craziest thing. Punk and Gunther put on a match, and I was glued. I was scared to blink during that match because it was a great back and forth. You didn't know where it was going to go. You didn't know what it was going to do. It was a great, if you could ask for a better main event, I want to see it because that was an awesome one. And after the whole match was done, Punk wins with a double GTS after Gunther gets a little bloodied off of the table. And it was, I mean, it was a perfect story. I mean, because I was fooled too. I thought, so you heard me a few weeks ago. I gave Seth the slow clap for earning my respect. Now I'm going to give him a clam clap because he pulled the wool over everybody's eyes. The architect fooled everybody again. It was a play, and I think I may have mentioned it where it was just a slow play where he's going to come out. If I did, I did. I ain't going to go back and look. I'm going to think I did. I'm going to let myself live that lie, maybe. But no, he came out full leg brace, crutches, and all of a sudden drops the crutches after Punk has just been through hell, takes off the brace, marches down there and beats him with the case, cashes in and wins his world title, stating he will never be on top as long as Seth freaking Rollins is in the house. It was a great play. Now, Braun Breaker had his knee wrapped up at that time, so he may have tweaked it. We'll see. Well, I'm sure we'll get details on Raw on how that's going to go, on how bad it was, if he may show up with just nothing at all. But it was a great story, and this is going to lead so many places. The Punk Seth Rollins feud is just warming up, and it's going to get bigger and badder, and I can't wait to see where it goes. Now we have night 2. Let's talk about some night 2. Hold on one. Oh my God. I just finished watching night 2 of WWE SummerSlam, the first 2-night event of the event. Normally it's just one and done, but man, we rolled out 2 and did it end in dramatic fashion. Ooh, man. Let's start off with the opening match. Let's replay everything we got on this. Naomi versus Io versus Ripley. Man, this match, if it was not the best, it was a close second, because this was Io and Ripley never disappoint. I could watch them wrestle every single week, and Naomi taking it to the next level. Put out a great performance with these two. It was like clockwork. It was the best, in my opinion, it was the most entertaining match of the night. Naomi, of course, walked away with it. Spoilers, in case you have not watched it yet. Naomi defeats Io Sky and Rhea Ripley. It was... it had, with thanks to Io, it had some high flying, it had some power with Rhea, and it had some underhanded dirty shit with Naomi coming out to her father playing guitar. Man, she was ready to set this on fire, and she did, with the help of Io and Ripley, of course. Now, this is going to lead into another story. I don't know where they're going to go from this, but I think it was a good way to let the people know that Naomi is going to be champion for a minute. To me, that makes the upcoming events even that much more important, because we got to see where this story is going to play. Because, there's still that Bianca Belair storyline where Naomi attacked Jade Cargill. I mean, there's that. I mean, we could go so many different ways, and I'm curious to see where they're going to take it. I am intrigued by this. So let's go with that. Now, the second match of the night was the TLC match. 6 tag teams out there, even had the Hardys and the Dudleys at ringside watching along, which means everybody's going to get them tables. And they did. This match had so many people going through tables. I haven't seen that many people through tables since the Hardys and the Dudleys. They were throwing everything at it. And it was good. There was a couple of dull spots where you see the timing was a little bit off. But you know what? Overall, I gave the match good. You know why? Because they finally learned the secret to hold down a match. They got the WWE women involved. Because even the women came out and got a part of this. I cannot speak to volumes on the women's wrestling, and I've never been more impressed with anything but that. But they are getting involved on a scale that is bigger than just a division, and I am curious to see where it's going to go. But with the Wyatts taking it home, thanks to all the help from the Wyatt Six, and there was some good high spot, good matches, good agility. To be honest, I thought the Street Profits were going to take it there for a minute, but they didn't. I was shocked for a minute, but I was like, good match. And I love the, bringing everything into it. Now let's get on to the women's intercontinental match. Now, the stipulation on this is Lyra Valkyrie cannot challenge Becky Lynch as long as she has the title again. Whether it be a minute, a year, a day, it doesn't matter. Cannot challenge for it. So I think this is all thanks a great match, street fight, up until no holds barred, no disqualification. And it came down to, they had Lyra even handcuffed with some zip ties for a minute. So it even came down to Bayley getting involved in this match. Bayley at the end, and then had her chain wrapped and slugged Lyra instead of Becky. This story is going to go on for a while. Are we going to have Lyra interfering with Becky's matches, trying to get her to lose so she can challenge for the title again? Is Bayley going to win, and then Lyra immediately comes out and takes it out? This is going to keep going for a hot minute, and because the story is hot, and let's keep it going. These ladies are putting on hella matches, and I'm ready for it. Of course, Bayley never ceases to disappoint. She's the hardest working woman in the WWE. She is Miss I Got You. She does anything and everything she has to do. And that's why every time she's in that ring, it's good. So what do we have next after that? What can top it? Well, let's put Solo and Jacob Fatu in a steel cage. Now, if you thought this was going to be a technical masterpiece, no, this was going to be a straight out fight. Power moves, throw them everywhere, and it did not disappoint. Now, I would like to see a one-on-one finish somehow, but we had some bloodline getting involved in this. Jimmy Uso even came out to try to defend Jacob Fatu, and thanks to all the outside. Now, Jacob Fatu could have walked out one time and won the match, but he didn't. He wasn't done with Solo, and that's what cost him overall. Too many people fighting him and not enough backup. So what do we have? We have Solo winning and retaining the U.S. Men's Championship. And how long are they going to keep it on him? I guess that, to be honest, if anybody takes it off of him, I want to see Jimmy Uso take it off. Call me crazy. Let me see Jimmy with a little bit of gold around his waist. So That I was like was not a bad match. I mean, it was your typical cage match. I mean, I see them facing off in Hell in a Cell coming down the line somewhere. But that's just me. I think that's the only way it's going to be settled fair and square. Now the match, well, this is one match I was looking forward to the most of the night. I was like, Dirty Dom and AJ Styles. This, I mean, a lot of people, they don't like Dirty Dom. I see him coming into his own. He has taken what he has gotten from his father, Uncle Eddie, and he has taken it and making it his own and stomping his ground all the way through WWE. And I think that is, he's got to find something that's going to set him apart to take that next step. But the him beating AJ Styles was a great thing. It established him as a great one-on-one because there was not outside interference. There was not Judgment Day coming down to help. There wasn't anyone. It was a match one-on-one, had one clear winner. Of course, Dirty Dom does a little dirty stuff. Lie, cheat, steal the Eddie Guerrero way. Lots of love to Eddie shown in this match, by the way. From AJ Styles coming out in a lowrider to outfits being worn, everybody doing the shoulder, a little. It was a great tribute to Eddie. I mean, 20 years after Eddie and Rey Mysterio's ladder match for custody of Dom, everybody's still talking about and showing love to Eddie Guerrero. I mean, that's how good and influential a man he was. Great wrestler. His legacy is always going to live on. But he was getting a lot of love shown in this match, and from frog splashes to everything, Dom comes out and still your Intercontinental Champion, Dirty Dom Mysterio. But he didn't need help from the outside, though. That's one thing I liked about this match. There was no outside. There was only one-on-one. And I think, hey, I understand outside interference, but come on, man. How many times can you beat that horse before you know it's dead? Let's get some actual in-ring figured out. I was like, but it was good for Dom to beat AJ. It's established, credited. You can't say that AJ hasn't done it all in this profession. So it's what it tells you how much faith they have in Dirty Dom to let AJ go put him over. So what do we have last but not least? Cody Rhodes and John Cena. Now, I actually got involved a little bit on X on this one, and I threw out a poll. Who do you got winning the match? With the votes all calculated, I put in Cena, Cody Rhodes, or R-Truth coming out with a fake Money in the Bank case to cash in. So with that being said, I was like, the winner of the whole thing was R-Truth coming out with fake Money in the Bank case with 72% of the voting. If you did not vote on this, you were obviously not following me. I was like, call Gator at Be About It Podcast. I was like, that is where you get me on X. I was like, follow. I always post stupid stuff like this. Always love. Have fun. In my opinion, though, it was a brief wrestling match in the very beginning, and then it turned into an absolute slugfest fight. It was kind of a true, where are you going to go with this? And I think it was kind of John Cena saying, this is my last great match. And he wanted to put everything out there, which explains why there was so many finishers used. There was more finishers used than clotheslines. I mean, Cody Rhodes, I think John Cena took like 6 or 7 crossroads, a Cody cutter. Cody Rhodes took at least 7 or 8 AAs. I mean, how many times you got to use a finisher before it can only be called a move? I mean, am I wrong? I mean, a finisher is, I mean, how many people you see get up from Jake's DDT? Jake the Snake, by the way, in case you're not sure which Jake I'm talking about. Jake Snake hit you with a DDT and you're done. You're out. He's pinning you, or outside interference, things like that. But no, you ain't getting up from Jake's DDT. I think the finishing move is taking too much on this and it's not being used properly. If you are if you hit someone with a finish move, it should be done. It should be a finisher, not a one. Now, kicking out once, okay. I can see that on a big main event, but kicking out 5-6 times on a finisher? No, man, come on now. That's just that's taking it too far. But in my opinion, and I even posted this on X earlier, this would have been the night to turn Cody heel. It's going to be a hard turn when Cody does decide to do this, but he needs it. His character is getting flat. He's a pure babyface right now, always doing the right thing. But you know what? I would want to see Cody heel. I want to see the true nightmare. But what we got there is Cody Rhodes defeating John Cena to become the new undisputed WWE champion. Again, lost it at WrestleMania, got it back in SummerSlam. But here's the big question I'm asking myself about this. We have 4 more months of John Cena. 4 more, and then he's done. He's not going to be a wrestler anymore. May make appearances, say a little something, and then leave. Like promote a movie he's doing, whatever. But he is not. He is definitely out of the ring as of December. So where we go on this? And here is the answer at the end of it. Cena is saying his farewell to New Jersey. Thank you very much. Have a great one. Salute. And we hear the music. We hear Brock Lesnar. Yes, we do. Coming out. This has been a heel that John Cena has never been able to climb. He has never been able to one-up Brock Lesnar. Roman Reigns did it, but I think if you're going to go out, I think John Cena wants to go out. He wants to beat the one guy that he has never beaten, and nothing wrong with that. And but they need to build this up. It needs to be a big event, not anything small. I mean, if they're going to do this as the last one, they need to do it in December. If they're going to do it at the last major pay-per-view, they need to do it at the end of November in Survivor Series. But they need to figure it out. But him coming back opens up a lot of doors on this. Where could it go? Can we do a little bit of tag team leading up to a final showdown where Cena and Brock take it all down and a loser never steps foot in a WWE event again? Well, that's a good way for Cena to walk out. But let's see how it's going to finish. We know Cena is done with the championship scene as of now. Cody's going to take it. We'll see where that's going to head to. But Cena is done. But still got till December. Where is the next storyline with John Cena? It's got to be with things that he hadn't done. I mean, or people he hadn't beaten or something like that. Anyway, we will see. But it was a great 2-night event. I'm looking forward to Monday Night Raw tomorrow so I can see all the goods and greats and wows. Let's hear the fallout. Till then, I know it was a short. If you're watching me on Twitch, thank you very much. I just got on a little bit to do the recap, wrap up this whole thing. If you're not following any social media, please like, share, follow. We love that, or I love that stuff. I love all the people that tune in week after week. So if you're going to do that, I look forward to it. If not, till the next time, don't talk about it, be about it, baby.